So I have had the Galaxy Z Flip 5 for over a month now, and I am here with my thoughts about this foldable device. So let's get started. Out with the price. At the time of this video, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 is being offered for the base roughly around $999, which is basically $1,000. So I can leave the storage configurations with their own prices, like right here. So yeah, I'll let you guys look at that for like a few seconds. Okay, and an important thing to note, when you go to buy the colors for this phone, as you can see, obviously because of the new flex window, or like the expanded cover screen, but Samsung's kind of the flex window, you don't get color on the entire phone, so you're just going to get it on this bottom half. So keep that in mind when you go to buy like the phone. You're not going to see the color all the time because you're mostly going to be looking at this cover screen. But as for colors, you do get a lot of options. I believe there is 8 options, I think, yeah. So you get this nice mint color, which I absolutely love. It's like my favorite color. So you get this mint color, which I'll put here. So you get mint, graphite, or black. I think, I'm not sure, but it's like a blackish color. And then you get a lavender and a cream color. And these all come in this glossy matte, or not matte, this glossy finish. So yeah, go ahead and show you guys those colors. And then you also, with this Z Flip 5, get four exclusive Samsung colors. So it's exclusive to Samsung.com. And with these colors, which I'll get to in like a few seconds, you get a frosted back, which I do prefer frosted than just regular glass, but hey, what are you going to do? With matte rails, which I think actually looks really nice. So you get a deeper blue and a graphite, a yellow, and I forgot the last color, but I'll put it down there. So yeah, so that's everything for colors on the Galaxy Z Flip 5. And moving on to more of like a day-to-day usage, battery life has gotten me pretty good. It's 523 and I'm at 79%, but I did charge it like 3 or 4 hours ago. So for like just using my battery like just regularly, editing videos, taking pictures, just scrolling internet, doing whatever. Battery is really good, which I'll definitely touch on battery more later. And just from like a use case of opening and closing this device, opening, I mean, you could, if you wanted to, like get your fingernail under there and like kind of like flip it open, but I don't do that because it's kind of hard to get a fingernail in there, plus that kind of risks like scratching that display. So honestly, I don't do that at all, but you can do that. Just kind of get your fingernail in there and just kind of like flick it open. But what is very satisfying is when you're done with the call, just and it's closed. I think that is super satisfying, just to be able to end calls with that very, like it just said, satisfying click. I love that about this foldable factor. And also, just a quick design change, the hinge is now a zero gap hinge, so you can see, focus, okay, that there is absolutely no gap in between the two halves of this phone, which honestly, compared to my Z Flip 4, feels just so much more of like one piece, instead of like the top being a little bit more up than the bottom, or I guess however you're looking at it. But yeah, so back to the daily use case, the crease, which is something I know a lot of people like are upset about, and I did feel it a lot of the time. But once you start using the phone, you really just get used to it. And also, just for day to day, your screen, obviously, it's 40% less acceptable to scratches. I did, as you can see there, like one scratch there. There's like another small scratch like right by like the crease. But honestly, for durability of the inner screen, it's been really good. There's like no problems. There's like no major gashes or anything. But for the flex window, let me go ahead and clear off the fingerprints. Let me see. There is one scratch. There's one. Actually, I guess there's two. And then there's another one like right where the S is at Start Your Dream. So yeah, but there's like very minor things that like you don't even see, and I'm gonna get a screen protector for this, just to give me a little bit of extra peace of mind. And as for like also day to day like customization of this device is so awesome. Like I have it paired to be like the same design as my Galaxy Watch 5, which I'm gonna get the 6 to replace this. Um, but yeah, so it's just super easy to customize with like endless like options to customize your phone. Just open it up, and you get just a bunch of like different customization options. You can add some new interfaces for the cover screen. You can get like a bunch of different like designs and stuff like that. So yeah, for customization and just day-to-day use, I love the Galaxy Z Flip 5. One of the many big improvements of this Galaxy Z Flip 5 is, like I was kind of talking about a little bit earlier, is the new flex window. I absolutely love how you just have like these assorted widgets that you can just interact with them, like Galaxy Buds. You got like different apps, like a certain like few apps you can do. You have like steps for the day. You can do like weather. It is so much better than on the previous Galaxy Z Flip 4, with just that like tiny little like what was it, like 1 by 4 inch cover screen that you could like do like just see like the time, weather, and like some notifications. But when you wanted to do anything else, it would require you to open up your phone, which I just found that very like annoying that you constantly had to do that. So it was basically just a timepiece just to see what time it is. But with the Galaxy Z Flip 5, it's a different story. It's like, basically like using like a small version of your phone. You can add contacts. You can, if you're feeling brave, you can open like a bunch of apps. I mean, actually, all your apps on your phone. Granted that, you can see it's a very cramped setup, but in like, in theory, you could open like a full screen app like I'm doing Duolingo, although it is glitching. It's nothing to do with the phone. As you can see, the phone works perfectly. It's just the app that's kind of weird. But yeah, so for like just using your phone, obviously you get like a little like small little keyboard. Let me go ahead and open an app that uses one. Okay. And as you can see, like you get this like small little quirky keyboard that like you can type and stuff. And you can also within any app access your quick settings. Toggle on like that. As you can see, it's kind of hard to type fast. I mean, you can do it. It just takes some practice. As you can see, I only got one letter wrong. But yeah, so it is, I mean, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but I mean, considering that you don't have to, like, open up your phone and possibly get lost in an app, you can't, it's just really easy just to check quick notifications by just swiping left, and then, just for notificate or for like widgets and stuff, just swipe right. So yeah, for the flex window, I absolutely love it. It does kind of have like a weird, like, little, like, folder shaped. I mean, if you look at it like this, it looks like a folder. But that's why I'm really glad that there's like black or like wallpapers with black backgrounds, which is why I usually have this one just so it kind of hides that, so it looks like kind of like it's all like, or like there's no end to the screen. I think that looks kind of cool. But yeah, so the flex window, I absolutely love it. It's really easy to customize. There's like literally like unlimited customization for this flex window. So yeah, I would say I definitely love like using the flex window just from day-to-day use. That's definitely like one of my favorite features of the Galaxy Z Flip 5. The second thing that Samsung changed, like I kind of touched on a little bit earlier, is this new hinge that can fold completely flat with no gap in between the two halves of the phone. Samsung is calling it the flex hinge, and it has like lesser moving parts. It has like, even though it doesn't have an official dust resistance, it still has a higher rating than last year, or like a higher like or actually I guess a lower chance of dust getting in here. And as you can, let's see here, there is like no sound, like when you open and close, like there's no creaking sound. As you can hear, there's just like the little bit of grinding, not even grinding, it's just like the sound of the hinge opening, but it's not like an actual grinding that there was last year. So that's like really nice now. And something that oddly like Samsung never even touched on that is, in my opinion, a big improvement over last year's Z Flip 4 is the display can now go to a max of 1,700 nits of peak brightness, which I think that's really nice that you can like get it to go that high, so it's not like super dark or dim in like sunlight. So I'm glad they brought that feature to the Flip and not just the Fold. But it is kind of weird to me, at least, that they didn't even like talk about it. But at least it's there. So yeah, that's like a really nice improvement over last year's Z Flip 4, and the crease kind of improved, like I mentioned earlier. It's still there, but it's definitely a little bit better. And as for the cameras, the Galaxy Z Flip 5 uses a dual 12 megapixel sensors for, I would say really good photos, and it also has a artificial intelligence based like processing, and as you can see, it does like a really good job. It's like the image quality is sharp, and if you take it from like the cover screen, you can like heart the photo just from there. And yeah, I think that's really nice that you can just do that, and you can also like show it your hand, and you can also prop it up. I guess not. And I think that's really fun that you can just like do that and just set it up for like a group shot instead of having to like ask someone to like take the photo for you, or like attempt to try to find a way to like lean it against something. It's just a lot more solid. Just like prop it up halfway. And also something that I found for taking astrophotography photos like at night of the stars, it's so much easier because you just set it up and let it take its picture, and you don't have to like hold it there and like hope you're not shaking too much. So yeah, I think that's really nice. Like, it's literally a built-in tripod, and for video calls it's really nice too because you can just like see yourself in the front screen and just like use it as a tripod. And you can do hands-free like for filming content for like Instagram or Facebook, and also there's like integrations with Samsung with those apps to make the experience of those two platforms more enjoyable on these kind of oddly shaped, screens. It's a little bit narrow, but it's still tall. So yeah, I'd say for like apps, just taking photos and stuff, it's a really good experience on the Galaxy Z Flip 5 with this, relatively odd form factor. And I'd say it's great that a lot of apps are taking the advantage of this like, feature that you can just fold it in half and like prop it up. I think it's like really nice. Okay, and just to wrap up the section about the cameras, I'm going to go ahead and just put like samples of photos right here for you guys to see. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about is the experience coming from an iPhone to a Galaxy foldable, in this case, Z Flip 5. So I'm not sure if you like followed my past videos, but if you have, you know that I switched from an iPhone to this phone. And honestly, there's no regrets. I'm glad that I switched to it, and I'm not sure if I'll really ever go back to iPhone unless they like release something that's a lot better than Samsung. But just this like form factor that folds in half, and like the great ecosystem with Galaxy watches, Galaxy buds, and just other accessories. I would say the Samsung ecosystem is as good, if not better, than Apple's ecosystem. I'd say the only things that I don't have that maybe I kind of wish that Samsung would add is, but they can't, is iMessages and like FaceTime and stuff. But other than that, I absolutely love the Galaxy Z Flip 5. I'm so glad that I switched from it from my iPhone 14 Pro Max. And there is no regrets, and I don't think I'm ever going to go back to an iPhone. So yeah, that wraps up my review on the Galaxy Z Flip 5. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in my next one. See you then.